Alright, so now we're recording. This is Thursday, what are we, October 8th? And yeah, just doing a live trading session, tape reading on the pit. Right now, the pinch is setting up right here on the bottom right. So this is the double pinch setup. And we're just going to wait for it to release, and then we're going to talk about the order flow. And then we'll likely just talk about the market in general. Disable these notifications. There we go. So, like I said, the open is at 28.50, and it looks like at least price is bouncing a little bit off of it. I'm also looking at my footprint chart. And that's on another screen. So I'm looking at the footprints on another screen, and then I'm looking at everything that you're seeing. So that's really all I'm focused on. I'll also switch over to the profile. I think the profile is a little interesting today. We have a very interesting high. I think just my bias is that we're going to break through the high. I don't know if everybody also agrees with that, but that's kind of my opinion. It's a really poor high. All of those attempts at 33, or sorry, 34, 35 in that whole area. Let's just see what happens here. And we're looking. I kind of assume that people know what I'm looking at, but obviously that's not the case. So the top left is the reconstructed tape for the E-minis. On the top left, it has larger size order flows, so it'll be orders of 34 lots, or sorry, 35 lots and higher. On the right next to it, it's the same thing but smaller orders. So it's orders from 1 lots all the way up to 34. So between these two charts, I'm looking at all the order flow that is occurring in the E-minis. Bottom left is NQ. Looks like I was hiding part of it. So there we go. And if we're looking at the order flow right now, it looks like at least they're trying to sell it right now. This might have been a stop, but because it occurred also an NQ, right? So we got to sell an NQ and a sell an ES. That, in my opinion, that usually signifies that it's not a stop and it's actually somebody trying to push the market further down. So we'll see. I mean, the pinches, it looks like it's releasing right now. It may get over the 144, may not. Let me just bounce off of it and come back down. But we are seeing some buy order flow. Like I said, I'm already biased that I think we're going to take the high. So I'm really just looking at a good opportunity to get long, and I think it's going to set up with either this pinch or a future pinch. Oh, you lost my screen. All right, thanks for letting me know. Try it again. Maybe it's when I start recording. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so now pinch is releasing. And, I think if we wanted to get long, we could. I think, it's not really going to hurt me to just trade one contract. Let's see. Just want to make sure. I mean, we have this buy flow. We have all of this buy flow right here. It's a little sketchy is that we have some sells in Q. No real buys, but that's not uncommon. It can happen. So we'll try it. Let's go long here, and we'll set a stop. I mean, this is just what you want to do. It's pretty simple. You just follow the rules. If we get stopped out, then we get stopped out, and that's all right. So put a stop under the low, and you can see the stop right here. I literally said I'm probably not going to trade, and then first setup I just put in the trade. Just degenerate. These little triangles are divergences for the MACD, or in the bottom right chart. We just had a new period open. We're now trading I. One other thing that I like is if you're just eyeballing, you know, this smaller order flow chart, right? This one on the top right, you can just see, you know, what order flow is the majority of the order flow that has occurred on what you can see right now. You see a lot more green, in my opinion, that sticks out at the very top than the red, and that's usually how I do it. I'm not like looking at every single one of them and analyzing them. That's just pointless. So I'm kind of just eyeballing it. It looks like buyers are trying to step in and push the market higher. So just wait and see. And NQ has been weak, I think, since the news of the splitting of, you know, Amazon, Apple, etc. It's been pretty weak. So ES really needs it to continue moving up. So we'll see. A lot of the times, you know, you'll see some of the order flow going through ES, and this is very lame order flow in terms of buying. I'm not incredibly comfortable with this trade actually working out. And my target for this trade is breaking the high, which could take, you know, some time. Ideally, what I like to do is, you know, at least go in with 2 contracts. That way I can maybe, you know, if it moves to 34, 33, I can take 2 points. That gives me a little bit of a buffer in case price comes back down. And then I can go long again and the contract, like put it back on at some point if it retraces, and then keep doing that so it keeps on building that little buffer. And you're not just going long and then targeting and hoping that it gets to your exact target for you to get fully out. This little red line up here is just the 1 minute ATR for ES. So we'd want to break it. Same thing for NQ. This is the 1 minute ATR for NQ. And I think if we don't break it, it'll just come back down. And my job really right now is just continue to observe for continuation. Like, are buyers still stepping in? seller stepping in now? And should I just take, scratch a little bit of loss, or do I want to keep on holding with my stop a few points away? Another good setup with the pinch is, so you'll see this happen often where the pinch releases, we move up, we retrace back down, kind of where we're at right now. Maybe we'd get down to 29 at most. And then we'll move back up. And that retracement, like right around this area to 29, is a great opportunity to get long as well. Like if you miss the first pinch release, wait for it to retrace, get long, and you can often get a better fill. And also your stop is tighter. So if we get to 33, I'll move my stop up to either 30 or to break even. What's the pinch value in the studies? We're looking at 1,000 trade chart. I don't know if that's what you're asking. This pinch down here is 1,000 trades, as you can see right here. So seller stepping in a little bit. NQ is not really cooperating. So this trade is probably not going to work out. Alright, I'm going to move my stop up just a little bit. Pinch value for the studies is under subgraph. Alright, let's see. I mean, you can see NQ is still wanting to sell. Not looking great. Okay, so F6. This is the pinch. I don't really know what you want me. Oh, you're talking about this subgraph. Okay, sorry. So, let's see, what do I use this for? It's linked to something else. What is it linked to? This trade is moving up. So now I'll move my stop to that last little low. Right under it. Maybe just right on it. Who cares? Just one tick. We really want to see us get to 33. That should get us a little higher. But NQ is just super weak. And you can see all these, like sellers are trying right to here, even though it's not a big order flow. I'm thinking about that sub graph. I know I use it for something, I just can't remember what exactly. Oh yes, that is how you can chain the different pinches in different time frames. I don't know if you watched my video on it. Yeah, so that's essentially how they can talk to each other. I mean, they don't talk to each other, but you know, one pinch study can say, okay, this is the current value of the pinch. And it can let the other ones know that it's pinching or not pinching. It's useless to have that value printed on the chart. Like, it's useless for a human to read that value. Optimum value. No, it's not if it's I see. So you're saying like, okay, if the pinch released on this bar right here, you'd want to know at what price level it actually released. Yeah, I could see that being useful. I could definitely add it as a subgraph. It's gonna be different if I think I'm gonna scratch this. High. Okay, we're gonna stick with it. Probability, right? We're gonna stick with it and see what happens. Yeah, so I could print at which price it released, but it's only really gonna be useful for you whenever it's live, right? Because once you recalculate the chart, the pinch is calculating everything based off of the closing value of each candle. But yes, I can definitely do that for you. You can see the sellers are trying. You can see all through here, sell. I mean, I would interpret this as them getting absorbed, right? You look at NQ, try to break this low right here. Tried once, tried twice, tried 3 times. Now we're higher. Tiny little buyers stepping in. In ES, we didn't get to 33. Ideally, I want to see price trade over 33. So I think right now we're still pretty good risk of getting stopped out, which is fine, I guess. Here we go. All right, cool. So stop me out. And I mean, it bounced from the 1 minute ATR right here. Not that it matters, but Excellent. Right to my stop, and then we go up. That's usually why I like to put it under the last low rather than at the low, because of this crap. So anyway, now that I got stopped out, we can go back and talk about the day, which is what I started on. Like I said, usually I wake up at 10:30 or so Eastern time, and it's usually around this time. It's like 7:30 my time. And then I look at what has happened previously, right? And I mean, buyers have been trying, like, again, I'm just eyeballing this lower subgraph to see what's sticking out, what has like the majority of the bars that are sticking out, what are they? So that I can kind of get an idea of who's trying to move the market. And then you can look at the tape and then you can see, okay, these buyers or sellers are getting paid for putting on their trade, or they're not. I think today has been it's been a difficult day. It's been pretty choppy. The one opportunity that I saw was as we were trading down here, and I've talked about this on Twitter and on different videos that I've done, but you know, there's this concept of an ender, right? Of an ender order flow that ends the move essentially. And when we had that liquidation on E, right, we started trading down, and then this big order popped up. So what is telling me that it could be an ender? If you look left from this order, right, and this is from this 834, we look an hour back, like 736, before that around 709. That's the previous like larger order that occurred in the market. Both sells and buy, sell and buy. So there's really no connection between the two in my mind, like this area right here and this one. So that's one data point. Another data point is there's like one thing that doesn't make it an ender is if there were other orders before it, which is what I was trying to get at, that had similar size. So other orders that would have 600, 400, 500, 550 or so as we're making this move down from the very top. So there's none of that, right? This random giant order just got dropped in the tape at the very bottom of the move. So there being no other order flow is one data point. The other data point is that it's at the bottom of the rotation. So this is your second data point. And then that's essentially what makes an ender, those two things. If those two criteria match, then you don't want to get fooled and go short with this order thinking that we're going to sell further. So what happened immediately is we just went up. And this was the only trade that I took, the only good opportunity that I saw, and I didn't really get long until further up. But you can get in long quickly and get in with a tight stop, and it either works out or it doesn't. So similar to this Jova pinch trade that I took. So yeah, I think that was really the only opportunity. We've had a lot of, we just zoom out. Well, I can't zoom out further, but I think there's been a lot of buying, and buyers are not getting paid much up here. The high is very poor. So as soon as we're getting to the high, those buyers are taking profits. And then we're just not getting to it. I still think that high is, we'll take it out either today during RTH or overnight, depending on how you want to play it, play options. And the pinch is what I was looking for to get me in long for a good move up. and to take that high. And it could have been this pinch. I think this pinch is still working out. I would have probably left my stop at the bottom, which is what I tell people to do. I don't know why I moved it up. Jason, you're not here late. I mean, I put on a trade, got stopped out, and just been talking. So. And I'm recording this, so I'll post it up later for you guys. Is the top left bar 5-minute chart? None of these are 5-minute charts. I don't understand the question. The tape is one ball print, and it's just one market order. Time is completely irrelevant. I mean, it's just there for you to know when it happened, but it's not based on time at all. What is your read on those 500 lot buyers to the left? Yeah, I'm Eric. I think buyers are trying to get this higher, right? It's just super choppy today, and I don't know if it's because of lack of liquidity. I think there's that. I think there's also NQ is pretty weak. I think if NQ starts breaking up, then we'll definitely gonna get that high. I'm sure you guys have already seen it, but there's a huge order sitting on the book at 34.40. It's been sitting there since yesterday, so that's an interesting data point. I was talking to somebody else earlier today, and they said that if it's been sitting on the book for that long, then they're expecting, like, don't trade with the intention that we're gonna fill that order. Trade with the intention that we're gonna, the market's gonna sell off. I don't know if I agree with that. We'll just see what happens. But I think his thought was that it's been there for such a long time that they're almost advertising that the market's gonna sell. So I mean, you can take it with a grain of salt. He said that he saw the same thing happen. He's seen that same thing happen previously, so I don't know. Like I said, it's a tough day. Usually I have a lot more, or see a lot more opportunities, but really the only one that I saw was that dip down here with the ender, and it was a good trade. And now, of course, this dribble pinch is going to work out beautifully. Probably. 732, and curious about your read on the large volume. Seven 732 Eastern or Pacific? Eric, do you mean Pacific or Eastern time? I think he means Eastern. So let's go further back. No, I have no idea what he means. Do you trade the pinch on any other futures other than ES? I don't know if I have it on my NQ charts. Yeah, I don't think I have it on my NQ chart. So the answer is no. But you can trade it on anything, really. I know Jobo, who, as you know, is the one that came up with the pinch study, or at least the setup, and I created the study. So I know he trades it, I believe, on other even stocks, right? Like I think his brother trades it on stocks. He doesn't trade futures, so. Having a hard time getting to 33. There's no optimum chart, right? There's just different time frames, and depending on the time frame that you're trading, you need to know how it works. And so my NQ chart that I have is 2,000 trades. That's what I like for NQ. I mean, I don't know how many people have, heard Dalton and heard him talk and gone to his webinars, but he talks about this thing of like exactness kills, right? Trying to be exact and trying to think of like what is the perfect, most optimal thing for all of my charts. And you're gonna kill yourself trying to figure that out. Go with what feels right for you. Like I like the 1,000 trade chart, and I can make money off of it most of the time. Apparently not in the last hour, but I know Bish really likes the 20,000 trade chart, and sometimes he uses the 5,000 trade chart. He will never look at a 1,000 trade chart, and it's just what works for him. So he can make money off of that. He could probably also make money off of the 1,000 trade chart, but there's more false positives that occur on those charts, on the shorter time frames, right? You're gonna get a lot more signals. And the reason why I like the shorter time frame is because I'm much more of a shorter time frame trader. I know he is too, right? He scalps a lot, but because I'm looking at order flow, I can see the orders hitting the market, and then I can decide if I want to go in or not. And I think if the day wasn't as choppy as it is right now, that pinch would have been a lot easier to trade. You could still get in, but NQ is still super weak. I think I'm gonna wait. If you're looking at NQ tape right now, you're seeing the sellers, right? You're seeing what stands out the most is selling. But you zoom out, and I think you can spot buyers, right? I think if you look at this area right up here, I think that these are more stops rather than actual buying. Through here, it's actual buying. And this is what stops normally look like. You see, as price is moving up, they're just getting hit and hit and hit. And look at this little area a little more zoomed in. I mean, I'm not saying from here to here they're all stops, but I think through this area, I mean, price was just moving up rather quickly. And then, the traders were just getting stopped out, shorts. And sure enough, once we get to a certain point, we likely made, I don't know if we made a new high here, maybe not, but we get to a certain point, and then we just rotate back down. tape, when you have a large volume of trades and a frenzy line across your chart, do you use those as support and resistance in the future? Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, those lines, the market has memory, and it doesn't always work out, but yeah, I definitely use it. You can see it work time and time again. You could argue that this was one of the cases for this line right here from Tuesday, right? So that's 2 days ago. But I know there's a bunch of other ones. Yesterday there was a pretty good example. I don't remember exactly when this was. Yeah, I think it was right through here. So it was super choppy in the morning, afternoon yesterday, and there was this order, this green one right here. I can't remember when it happened. Oh yeah, so it happened a little bit before, right? It happened at 7:30 yesterday, and then about an hour later there was a sell that occurred. And then if you look at price, it was just like ping-ponging around. Liquidated a little bit, got down to the 5-minute ATR, back up, ping-ponged around until it finally broke up. You can see it right with this buy as well. Traders, I mean, if it happens right afterwards, you can sometimes expect them to defend their position, especially we were breaking up rather than in the range. It can go either way, but yes, I definitely keep an eye on these levels, and that's why I built the study. It doesn't always work out, right? You can see a lot of the lines, they don't do anything, price just goes right through it. It'd be interesting actually to improve the study so that those lines where price just moves right through it, they just get removed and just forgets about it. But it leaves the ones that actually have memory. Super choppy today. It does not make me want to trade at all. There was another little setup that I traded actually earlier today. Let's see if I can find it. This one's gonna be kind of hard to find because it was an iceberg that I traded. It might have been right through here. Let me just look at my log of orders. So 33.75. Yeah, exactly. So it was right there. So I've gotten pretty good at spotting these icebergs. You know, price usually comes here and then you keep trying to buy it. I'll zoom in a little more. Okay. Ideally, we don't get this little pop, but there was definitely an iceberg right through this area. I mean, I noticed it after this little section right here. What you just want to do is just go short. Right? So there's somebody defending this level, or they want to get filled. You go short, kind of heavy. So with a bunch of contracts, and then you just try and play for like a few ticks. Sometimes it'll go down, I don't know, or your way, it'll go maybe like 5 points or so. Sometimes it won't. So I usually try and leave a runner. And I've been trying to get better at playing these setups, because you take a short with the expectation that it will retrace back down, and then they'll try again. So they'll keep on trying and trying and trying. And depending on how antsy they are to get through it and how big the iceberg order is, you know, it may take some time, it may back off for a few more points. I didn't get much out of this one, but if you go in heavy, take 2-3 ticks, leave a runner, you can, you know, make some good money, especially if you're trading the minis. And it's just quick money, right? So a few $100 and then you're done. If you get stopped out, then you're losing, you know, 2 ticks, because you want to put your stop right above 2 or 3 ticks above that iceberg order. It'd be nice to get one, to see one, so that I can show you guys what. Oh, the pinch release. Damn it. How far are we? We're like 3 points away from the low. This could have also been a little tiny under. The NQ is starting to turn from red, so you can see all the red, to green, and that's usually what I like to see, is red to green, and then around here is when we'll want to start seeing some larger buy orders, like that right there. You also see it on ES. I mean, this guy might have gotten, I think the size is too different. I think these are two different traders. If it would have been closer to 50, like 350, I would likely say that this person just got stopped out, and then we'd likely get a rotation back down. So I think this is just another trader trying to push the market up. We also saw a buy in NQ, which again, I mentioned this earlier. This is what I like to see, is I like to see order flow going into both of them for good direction. Missed it. Damn it. I was explaining to you guys the iceberg trade, and then I just missed the pinch. probably it. And now we're gonna get the high. That's what I wanted. No, Red Penguin, that's what I was saying. I think the order size is too different. 343 to 307 is not close. Yeah, I know they're in the 300s, but and it's 50 points away about 40. So I'd like to see that buy be like no lower than maybe like 335 or 330, and no higher than 350 or 355. So give or take 10, 15 contracts. I think 40 contracts or 35 is just too much of a difference. And usually if they get stopped out, what you'll see is price immediately just reverses back. Why does it work that way? I don't know, but it just happens so often whenever you see this back to back, like person enters, they get stopped out, price just reverses back down. Nice. You caught the pinch. Proud of you, man. Kind of upset I missed it, but it's okay. So say we were in this trade, and I know you are in the trade right now. What you want to keep seeing is, okay, little rotation back down, touch this area, maybe touch 33, which is the level that I was talking about earlier. Okay, what happens when we get down to 33 and touch it? Does the price just bounce back off of it? That means they're protecting it. Or if we start liquidating quickly, I would just want to get out of the trade. Also looking at the smaller tape, I mean, nothing really interesting. There's just buyers and sellers. Nothing really pops out right now for me. Let's see what it looked like on the low. Yeah, nothing interesting. We just got that big sell order, and then price just started trading again. So likely just a trap, right? You look left. There's no orders of similar size. That's okay. I mean, it doesn't mean that it's not going to sell. It just means that if it is going to sell, you want to see more selling. You don't want to see this. I mean, this is 100% a trap. Now that we're up here, it's just a trap. Maybe like a little iceberg right here. So, all right, now we're trading towards 33, like I was saying. Let's see what happens here. Another thing that you can't see on the tape, and I'm kind of distracted because I'm talking, but if you, on my footprint, I can see large orders that fill large limit orders, or large market orders that fill large limit orders, and that's just the large trades study that Sierra has, right? Nothing I created. So this order down here, this 343, filled a large buy limit, a large bid, which gives you even more confidence that there's a larger player down there just waiting quietly to get filled. Touching 33. See if they defend it. I mean, it may trade under it, which is fine. I just want to see what happens if we do trade under it, and that's what keeps on building my confidence that buyers want to keep getting this to move higher. The exact price this order I think it's 29. There's some slippage that you can't see here on this little window that comes up. Often there's slippage, but the first bid that it hit was at 29. It might have dropped down to 28.75 and 28.50. But the way that I built this, it just places it at the first traded price, if that makes sense. And that was an answer for you, Red Penguin. What is my range on the smaller tape? So that is going to be orders between 1 lots and 34 lots. So far they're defending 33, which is good. That's a good sign. It's fine again if we trade through it. It's just we want to see buyers stepping in again if we trade through it. I'm mainly just giving you the play-by-play in case I hope you're still in this trade, this pinch trade. Cool. Nate, where is the video? I can't see it, only got audio. You have to click on my name. I mean, you joined the audio, but now click on my name where it says live, and then you can click on watch stream. Let me know if you got it, Nate. All right, so now we just made a new high. Well, not a new high overall in the day, but just in terms of this range. And now your attention turns into our sellers now protecting this little area. And you can see them, they're starting to show up a little bit. Looking at NQ, NQ looks like it's just sort of floating up slowly. Want to see more of these, even if it's another 33 lot, 35 lot or something, show up in NQ. Talked about this before where you want to see this continues. I mean, if we're moving up, you want to see continuous buying at intervals, right? So when price is moving down, they're absorbing, and then they're buying, and then they're throwing a large market order in to like keep pushing price up. And that's just simple, order flow. That's how they're moving the market. And of course, there's a lot of retail traders trading as well. I think today there's definitely a lot more retail than larger players, just because of how choppy it's been, how technical and mechanical it's been. Alright, I mean exactly what I was talking about, right? Buy order came into NQ, that's what you want to see. So, gives you confidence to just keep holding on to the trade. We zoom out on NQ, NQ has quite a bit of ways to get to its high. And, there's some buyers up here that got trapped, these sellers. I mean, they at least had an opportunity to get some profits. Now we're moving up. Let's see if I don't know if they did take profits or not. They could have. I don't know if there's a limit on how many people can join the stream. there's 22 people watching right now, so I think there's at least space for 25, so it should work maybe. Great. So you can see the sellers are trying, excuse me, to step in here, but we still haven't cleared 33. One option that you have here for your trade is to take profits, either 34, 25 a quarter, and then you just place a buy order right above it, like right above this high. You could place a buy right here. Stop buy. If you don't feel like maybe it's getting a little too risky to hold on to a trade, I'm not saying go ahead and do that right now, but it is an option, right? So now you're losing on 3 ticks if price is going to keep on moving higher, but at least you no longer run the risk of it getting to 33 and then quickly liquidating. I think you're good. I mean, we just saw NQ boost back up. A little bit of buying, and yes, the small tape, just eyeballing it, looks like a bunch of buys. And there we go. Now they just broke through, which is great. There's a large offer at 36. So now let's see what happens there. And this is kind of how when I like to play that going in with large size, hitting 2 ticks, but I'm not quite there yet to trade this. You don't want to trade it when there's momentum going up, or you'll just get run over. You want to see them at least try once and notice that there's an iceberg order. I don't think right now we've notice that there's an iceberg order. There's just a large limit order sitting on the table, on the book, sorry. Hey Ming, saw that you messaged me in the other Discord room. Are you still short? There's a chat room. There's a Rafa's chat room or Rafa's room. If you on the list, so you don't You're messaging in Bish's room, the index futures, but if you scroll down, there's one called Rafa's room. But yeah, okay, so you're still short, and you're from 35.50. Oh, so you just got short, or you've been short for a while. I mean, if I'm ever gonna get short, it's gonna be right here, where you got short. Okay, so what do we talk about, right? Buy flow goes into NQ, look left. It's a little bit more abnormal, right, in terms of size. We got 69 or 89? 89. Yeah, this one's interesting. It could be an ender, especially with the offers on ES. I can't really see the offers on NQ. Well, NQ got to its VWAP in 144 in bounce backs, which is very technical, right? So maybe don't put that much weight into it. Don't be that scared. Just technical. If this liquidates, I'm getting long. Not so much because of order flow, but because of this is just too mechanical. We're gonna get that high. Buyers tried up here, right? You can see a lot of buys didn't get it, or just liquidating, gather some more steam, and then try again. So now the question for me really is, when do I want to get in long? 32 would be great. Yeah, great job, Ming. I'm glad you're making money today. That's awesome. I put on 2 trades today. Well, 3 technically, but only 1 live. It did not work out. Lost a point. It's fine. Okay. Buyer stepping in. Come on, give me 32. Like 32 with the 144 that is right there. Have 32 with the ATR as well. 1 minute ATR for ES would be great long. Yeah, 1.5 hours, man. Just wait another 10 years? What am I waiting 10 years for? So Ming, you'll want to watch... Oh wait, I'm reading the wrong chat room. Damn it. Sorry about that, guys. So Ming, what you want to watch out for is, can we get under 33 for your short? Like if we can't get under 33, that means buyers, I mean, they already protected it once. They're trying to protect it again. This one's pretty technical, right? I mean, could just rotate up from here. But it'd be nice if they cost these buyers a little bit more pain. Come back down, liquidate a little bit. That gives a good opportunity to get long. Through this spike, there's some poor structure on the footprint. Not a lot, but there is a little bit of poor structure, which would be nice to clear out. I mean, the poor structure goes all the way down to 30, I think, or 29.75. I don't know if maybe we'll get down there. Sounds good to me. See, this is what a stop looks like. Short 68, buy 68. Right? That person got stopped for, what is that, 2 ticks or 1 tick? 1 tick. How funny. 68 lots. Like I was saying, I mean, it's kind of funny that it worked out with this size, but you know, stop occurs, and like I was saying, typically price just comes back the other way. It doesn't always happen, but it's just interesting to point out when it does. Same buyer right here, 68, 68. Boom, boom. Well, that's interesting. I wonder if it's the same person right here. So their average was around 34.50. Then they came down to 33.75 and took half off. Or 3 ticks of a loss, and then they decided to get back in. I mean, definitely it could be another person, right? Another player, but it's just interesting that you see the exact same size in the short period of time. All right, so NQ is starting to ramp. I would not want to be short anymore. I mean, just FYI. NQ's ramping. Now we're clearing the high from here. We're attacking this offer right now. And I mean, I didn't get 32, which is what I wanted. They defended 33. I think we're gonna make new highs here pretty soon. I mean, it may come back down like a point or two, and then, but I think no matter what, the auction is up, and that's why I'm trying to get long. Highs are here. I don't need to get long. Just look into my thought process. All right, here we go. This is just a liquidation to get some weak hands out. Very classic and technical. Seen this a bunch of times. Now it's just about let's liquidate a little bit and then find the right time to do it. Don't just bounce up to 32. Alright, see you, Ming. Good trading, man. Good job. $33 is the overnight high. Get a bigger picture of what's going on. Buyer's tried. There's a buyer right here. Looks like maybe some nicer order right here. Another buyer at 34.25 who got in quietly. They're defending, potentially a higher low in this little range. Zoom out further. You got all these buyers right through this area who are maybe defending their positions now. Seller here. I mean, I think that this seller is already played out. And we have all these buyers over here. Looking at the queue. Pretty messy. This was midnight for me, which is 3 in the morning for Eastern time. Somebody got in here. Wait, this one might have been a trap or a stop, but somebody definitely got in here. And it was a group of orders. Liquidated, which is fine. They can take the heat now, so that is at 11:55, 72. I think we get there at some point. Got a bit of a 45 degree. Great. No opportunity to get long. I could have chased it. Anyway, regardless if I'm in or not, I hope that you can see kind of what I've been doing here, right? I noticed the level 33 well before we even got up to this range. And I mean, thankfully this is recorded, so you guys can go and make sure that I said that. But I called out the level 33, which is right here, before we even got to this area. And I actually didn't... for me, it popped out from... It's likely these orders, this order flow through here, but also it popped out to me in the footprint. And I'll just throw a little picture on the chat room so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Just go back. Get it. Find it. I don't know if it's going to be that useful, actually. Probably won't mean much to many people, but this is what I saw. And it's also based on order flow because this is just the volume at price study that you can place on the right side, or really just on any chart, left or right. But this is what I'm talking about, where I saw this earlier, and it was based on all these orders right through this area. So I could tell that was going to be a level, kind of a line in the sand, just where these orders executed right through here. So once we got over it, now it's acting as support. And I think it's likely these bigger buyers who are they're like, okay, we've gotten enough contracts now. Now we want to actually take this higher, and we want to get paid. I think if I wasn't in this call, I'd likely would have already put on the trade, and with the expectation of averaging that, because I don't know, right? But I with a high degree of confidence, I can tell that the auction's up. So, you know, if I don't get the best fill at the very beginning, that's okay. I'll just average down, with my stop maybe below J, which is 28, right under the open. But I'll average down through that area, and I'll trade around the position, right? So I'll buy and then I'll sell, I'll buy and I'll sell over and over with a core position. And That's often how I like to trade because you're never going to get the exact fill that you want. So there we go. New high for the day. So now if you're long, are you still long? I don't know how to say your username. Awesome. Great job, man. Good for you on holding. So now what I would like to see is, I mean, you know, what do we talk about? We see the large buys. It's a little different when you're breaking through a level. Like this large buy, to me, my first inclination is not to think they're enders. They can be enders, of course, but typically they're not when we're breaking through a level. And we saw this. A good example is just yesterday, as we were moving up and up and up. We traded through 3,400, 3,410. I think there were some big buys, and then we just kept moving up. You know, I think we'll get a little bit higher. We'll consolidate. Today's obviously different. We have a huge offer at 3,440. The order flow in NQ right now is interesting. Let's see how it resolves. Yeah, what I would want to see is price to trade to maybe 38, 38.50, balance there again for a little bit, and then try and make an attempt to get that huge offer. Nice job. Of course, I wish I would have been in the trade with you. I just wanted 32. The funny thing is, I noticed the pinch. I mean, I noticed it a little bit after it released. So I think it probably released maybe around here. Well, we know exactly where it released, around here. Yeah, around 30. And then I think I noticed it right at 31, and I was greedy. I was like, you know what? Maybe it comes back down to 30. I can get long, or 29 area. And it didn't. And then just not worth it to chase it, because then you're in. I wasn't really confident that we would get through 33, right? Once we got through 33, then I had a high degree of confidence. Yeah, so now we're selling a little bit. So once we got through 33, with a high degree of confidence, I had like, okay, well, the auction is up, and we're likely going to get that high now. And now we did. So now you need to sort of reassess, okay, what's happening. There's some odd order flow in NQ that has resolved to the downside. We look further back, we have this order in NQ right here at 33-ish, 32 maybe. And that's where price is trading right now. So, curious if they defend it. They're defending it right now. 39. I think that 319 was the 307 buyer. That's a good question. I don't think so. It just doesn't make sense, right? They've held this entire time. Likely have helped push the market higher. For them to get out for one point and a quarter just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Yeah, it might have. But usually you see those large orders when we're breaking through levels, and they don't mean that they're enders. And we'll see how this plays out, but just be patient with me here. We're still in this area where buyers have been defending and are trying to push the market higher. So NQ liquidated a little bit. We're getting back to that level where we saw all these orders happening right here. Let's see if we can get higher than all this order flow right through here. again, if you're long, you could do the same thing. Or just take some profits. I think it makes sense to do this area. I'll be right back. I gotta get some water. All right. So very confusing flow. And Q is buying, ES is trying to sell, or at least maybe they're I think we make a new high. May come back, may rotate down a little bit further, but I would think we make a new high. All right. Some size. What's up, baby? Let's see if I get a good opportunity to get long. It's very similar to what we've been seeing multiple times now, right? Where we see these large orders come in at the very top of the range, and then we get some rotation down. They give it another shot. The closer we get to M, the less likely I'll put on a trade. I just do not like trading M. You guys saw me get screwed almost last time trading M, so not gonna do it. But you can see all these, like, we're coming up, buys. I mean, some of them are stops, especially at the very beginning, right? Like, the first try is usually, you know, we're hitting stops to here, but right here as well. So, but there's still buyers that are coming in afterwards, and we're getting these rotations down, right? Buyers, maybe some stops, rotation down, try again, rotation down. So we're in the same position again. Buy again, maybe rotation down and another leg up. And I think right now they have a good rhythm, right? We're making higher lows slowly but surely. So it's just a matter of finding a good spot to get in long. I'm likely not going to get. Maybe I'll get 33. I'm being incredibly greedy because I'm incredibly cautious, rather, because I much rather get into a good trade while I'm on void than over trade, because then I can't trade in call. I'd rather just put on a trade and just let it run by itself, which is what I try to do with the first trade. Red Penguin, does the pinch ever signal short? You can make it short, but you have to inverse the chart. I have a video on this, an old video, so I have to make a new video of it. You open chart study settings, and you can inverse a chart by, I think you need to make this -1. A real-time price multiplier. I think this one's at -1, and then this one's also -1. Well, let's see what happens. Oh, don't crash, no. I forget that I have market depth on the 1000 trade chart and reloading it. Okay, so it did work. So it was that simple. You just need to inverse it, and now you can see the pinches, but price is also inverted, right? Now what you would want to do is copy this study over to another chart, right? So then we can go over to this chart and we can say, alright, study price overlay. Now you have your pinch for shorts. Short right here. Short right here. Can't believe I hit that. Alright, so now let me just go back. I think we're going to make a new high. There's nothing telling me that we're going to sell off. The only risky piece is that giant offer. It looks like I got cut in half now. Like they took 1,000 lots off of it. Great trade. Yeah, that was a great little pinch at the bottom. And you can overlay the pinch. This is how I usually have it. I was actually wondering earlier today why it wasn't showing up, so I just had it hidden. 6 points, that's a great trade. Especially in a day like today. This is usually how I trade, you know, you're just observing the market, trying to make sense of the order flow, being calm. It's a lot more fun when it's volatile though. But on a day like today, you just want to wait for a good setup, so here we go. Now we're liquidating here a little bit. We're at the 144, got past it. Okay, little buyer stepping in. All right, so I want to buy it. Stepping in.
Everybody's talking about the good old days.
This move on NQ was under like volume. Just what I want to see. I don't know if I want to. I'll just leave it one time. Yeah, no, that was a great trade. I think, and we were talking about this earlier, where, you know, we've been seeing these rotations down. That's just the expectation. Now we're rotating up. We're rotating up pretty fast. So, damn it! Press the wrong button there. Usually when we rotate up that fast, I just want to take profits, which is what I try to do. But I pressed offer. Place the offer or the order as offer rather than at market. It looks like I'll still get it. Well, at least I made my money back. I still think we'll rotate higher, but no. Don't want to get stuck in a bad position and be live. That's not what I like to do. I'm scarred from the last live session that I did. It was all going great until the last trade.
Everybody's talking about the good old days.
Yeah, this is the 1000 trade track. I'll try another long. A little further down. Again, just one contract at a time.
Everybody's talking about the good old days.
I mean, it depends on a lot of factors, the trade charts are based on number of trades, so it really depends when you have your day start and end. It also depends when you start loading data. Right, so for example, this chart starts loading data from 5 days ago. So if you have 30 days, you know, it starts counting 1,000 trades from that time. So you're just gonna have different values for your candles. This one's also Heikin-Ashi. Do you have Heikin-Ashi? I mean, this is just how I started trading it with Jobo. Jobo uses Heikin-Ashi, that's just how he taught it to me. And again, there's no right or wrong way of doing it. It's just what I'm using, what I like.
Everybody's talking about the good old days.
So we're seeing sellers actually stepping in over and over at this little high. They're stepping in at 33.50.
Everybody's talking about the good old
I just use the standard algo. I use all the default settings for the Jobo pin for month. Sell. Right, they're trying to sell this right here. That's fine. Just wait for the right opportunity to get long. Yeah, I honestly haven't. All right, so we're back to 33.50. Let's see if they sell again. I've just been keeping it stupid simple. I haven't gone and tried Renko, or I know some people use it on like the 5-minute chart or 1-minute chart. Literally what Jobo taught me is just what I've been using. 1K, 5K, 20K, done. You can see sellers are trying, right? They're trying to sell, but it's not moving too much further down. They're also stepping at the top, or buyers are just no longer buying. They want to get a better price, and that's also what I want. Yeah, he started using the 8-tick Renko, I believe, afterwards. Like in the last 6 months or so. Okay, alright, so buyers got pushed down again. Interesting. Well, 33 is a line in the sand. Yeah, Joe was great. I think he's finally getting settled in his house now, which is great. He'll be online more. Yep, for sure. Some selling over in NQ. So we saw this last time. Again, let's zoom out. What happened through here? They were selling and selling and selling. We finally liquidated, and then we rotated up. So not saying that it's going to happen exactly the same way again, but it is shaping up to be that way. You do have all these buyers right through here who are likely just going to try again at some point in time. This is just a 1 minute ATR. It's the Kiwi. The Kiwi trailing stop. So I have a 1 minute chart of NQ, and I just put the Kiwi stop study on it. Well, maybe we won't rotate down. It's been a super choppy day. I mean, yesterday was a very similar setup just earlier in the day, right? We had this pretty poor high that we built between C, D, and H, and then we finally broke through it at 3,400, and then we just kept going up. Similar today, we broke, but now we came back into value, and now we're trying to break out again, and Q is kind of participating. Has this been helpful for you guys? Like, I don't know how many people here are using the custom studies, but just eyeballing it, it probably looks like maybe half of the people are using the custom studies. Nice. Yeah, I like doing this. It's just, it's hard to, I'll keep doing it. It's just hard to put on a trade live for me. I trade a lot better when I don't talk or listen to anybody else. Just kind of get in the zone at that point in time. So we made a new high, right? That was the trade, that was the expectation. Yeah, Jake, it was great until I started shorting an M. Oh, I was down so much. Never forget. Yeah, I mean that offer at 40 has been there since yesterday. Like yesterday at the open of the day, somebody put it there. I don't know if you guys, I mean, I'm guessing a lot of people have CQG data, but if you're willing, I have no idea how much CQG is, but if you can move to Denali, it's just way better in every way. So highly recommend Denali. You can get a free month through CR Chart's website. Just make sure that you start your subscription at the beginning of the month. So, I mean, in the next 2 days or so would be good. Otherwise, just wait for the next month. And you don't have to route the orders through CR if you don't want to. You can still use your broker for routing, but they use TT, so it depends on what broker you have. By the way, do any of you use Spot Gamma? You guys know the service Spot Gamma? I'm guessing nobody. All right, cool. Yeah, I spoke to him today in the morning, and I may build. I know a lot of users have been asking for levels on Sierra from Spot Gamma. So we may work together and build something for his users. I won't get any money or anything from it, but I was just thinking about it. I really like his stuff, so I told him I'd build it for him. But we still need to figure out some of the technical details. Ben ripped into him. I don't know what that means. Nice, Corey. Yeah, he seems like a good guy. I've never talked to him until today. It's called Spot Gamma. Here, I'll type it out. That's it. All right, so back to the market. I don't really know what, I don't really have a good read anymore. I think we hit that new high as expected. We hit some stops right here. I think these are stops. So we hit some stops, rotated back down. NQ is not really cooperating. So that huge order still, that offer still up there. I mentioned earlier that one of my buddies thinks that's just never gonna get filled and we're just gonna sell. I mean, whatever sell means, right? Maybe it's 40 points, 50 points, and then it'll go away, or 100 points. I have no idea. I have a hard time predicting that stuff. In my opinion, the more we trade closer to it, the likelier we are to fill it, and then from there you just observe what happens afterwards. So I don't know. I mean, NQ it seems weak now. Didn't really get through all of these buy orders, so these folks are not getting paid right now. We start liquidating or start trading down. I think we could start really liquidating at least an NQ, which is going to drag ES down. ES at least seems definitely strong. The Russell is also strong. Just looking at my other chart here. The Russell didn't make a new high though, and ES did, just by a little bit. So I don't know. I mean, I think just again, kind of when I'm lost and I don't have, or not lost, but just don't have a good read of the market, I'll just zoom back out and do the same exercise again. You know what has happened before, there's these large buy orders, especially these ones at the very end, who likely haven't gotten paid, and they'll try and take the market higher again. And Q also has buy orders. So maybe, you know, after doing that, just quick little exercise, I'm now leaning more bullish again. We got rejection twice of, so on the larger tape, these red and blue lines that we talked about being the ATR is actually a 5-minute ATR. I know it's confusing because I haven't talked about it, but on the larger tape I have the 5-minute ATR, the Kiwi stop on it. On the smaller tape I have both an NQ and ES. The 1-minute ATR, so the 5-minute ATR and ES, just at least we rejected from it. Didn't find more buyers above it, which is just what rejection means. Yep. Yeah, Tosca, I mean, I've actually never paid for Spot Gamma, but some of my buddies have. I talk in this other Discord room that is private, just like 6 of us, who have very similar trading styles. And that's usually where I hang out most of the day, or hang out in quotes, because usually I just pay attention to myself. But they'll post the Spot Gamma stuff, and I mostly look at the vol triggers and the 0 gamma. That to me is usually like pretty spot on and reactive. All the other levels, I don't think I fully understand them very well. Like, I don't have good education on them, so I can't really speak to them that much. Yep, another attempt. Here we go. And for some of the folks that are not in the pit normally and just join for the quick trial, you know, if you're looking, I mean, I started in the pit, right? When I was looking for a futures trading room, I was in a few others before that, but really, I mean, once I joined the pit, I really learned a lot of new stuff that I didn't know before, and Bish and odds have been incredibly helpful with learning a lot of stuff that I didn't really know, such as market profile. And I think at least I mean, I'm not going to be on Voice tomorrow, but I highly recommend you check out Odds Room. If you're not familiar with market profile, you can hang out there, and there's a ton of good information in his room. In Bish's room, his trading is very different, which is kind of nice. You have like the 2 different types of traders, so it just depends what kind of trader you are and who you want to follow. So Bish is more of, like, I don't know, like technical analysis. He does look at order flow in the footprint. And odds, like I was saying, he mostly just looks at market profile. I know he looks at the footprint as well. They're probably both order flow traders, probably how they would categorize themselves. But Bish is also more of a like kind of technical analysis trader as well. Like, he uses Bollinger Bands and RSI and things like that. So you can have your pick while you're here tomorrow in the pit. And you'll see tonight, well, I mean, people will be chatting in the room for the overnight session in terms of entries and how they see the market. So it's a great spot to hang out if you want to give it a shot. I think I have no idea how much they're charging right now, but I think it's maybe like $35 a month. If you join the pit, you can also get, and this goes for anybody who's already a member of the custom studies and member of the pit, you can get, if you want, and I've talked to Bish about this before, this weekend, so there's not like he's gonna get upset about this. You can cancel your subscription for the custom studies through the pit, through the PayPal subscription that Bish has. And you can go through my website and you can get 40% off. So you'll actually be paying $35 for the custom studies a month and $35 for the pit, but you have to be a member of both. So it'll be like $70 a month for you total, but you get access to a trading room and to all the custom studies. Jason, just get in touch with me, man. I'll you and I can figure something out. I definitely want to. I mean, everybody that I've also already increased the free trial on my website. I mean, you guys won't get it because you'll go through the pit and you'll just pay immediately $35, but the trial is now also expanded to 30 days for anyone who's not in the pit. So, you know, trying to help people out and trying to give them the right opportunity to be successful as traders, rather than being like, okay, give me your money after 7 days of trying the custom studies, because I've realized that it takes a while to really get used to it and learn them and get comfortable with them. And this is why I'm doing these sessions like today, even though I'm not making any money, right? I haven't traded for 4 hours. So in fact, I'm like losing money here. So yeah, you guys get what I'm saying. Yeah, we just talked about it this weekend, me and Bish, on doing this and helping people out and whatnot. So it's up to you. Happy to extend your subscription. Since you've paid for a year, I'll extend it for a few months. Just reach out. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's so cheap, right? The custom studies. You're paying, even without this deal, it's $60, $50 a month, which is what most people are paying. And you just get comfortable with these. You take 1 point of E-mini, you're done. You do it over and over again. And you guys saw which opportunities I wanted to take today. You saw me calling them out live and when I wanted to trade them. And usually when I'm by myself, I'll just take the trades right away. I won't be second guessing myself. So you do that over and over and you're consistent and you take your stops when they need to be taken rather than adding to your position. And just by trading the custom studies, you're going to make more money every month. And as you grow, then you can start just trading order flow by itself and just start trading the reconstructed tape by itself. Ming, I have no idea, man. I don't know. I don't know how you've subbed. If you have a Stripe receipt, then you pay through my website. If you have a PayPal receipt for the custom studies, then you pay through the pit. That's how you can tell. Yeah, I am not trading, Jake. I'll just put this in sim mode and be done with it. Because I know I'm going to see an opportunity, and this is what happened last time. Is I put on, I don't know, 5-6 trades that were really good trades. The first one was great, made like 10 points live, and then I started making 1-2 points here and there for the rest of the day. And then M period got, and I was a little frustrated because I was only trading one contract at a time. So I was a little frustrated that I missed out on money that I could have had I not been live trading. You can see there's an iceberg order right here. Right here. So I was frustrated that I didn't make more money. So then M came around and I saw a good opportunity, and I was like, well, you know what? It's going to be volatile. Let me add. And then it started going against me, and I kept adding. And then I lost like $500. But I'm not going to do it this time. How do I know it's an iceberg, Corey? So you'll see price get up to it, and they try and like hammer it multiple times. So if you look at the smaller tape, you see that we came up, down, up right through here, peaked right above it, came back down, up again, came back down. It's okay if it crosses, but it needs to come back down, and then they need to keep on trying. And this provides an opportunity to both get long and short. So if you're fast, so if you like, as soon as you observe it, which I think I probably caught it around here, and that's when I said there's an iceberg order. It's risky, but you want to go in short heavy, like say 10 lots, and then you want to take just a few ticks, like 2-3 ticks, and maybe leave a runner. And then with that runner, you wait for an opportunity to then get long, and then target that iceberg order to actually go through it. On a day like today that we have little tiny ranges of just going back and forth until we get a 5-point move, you'd be expecting to get long almost right away. It's easier to say that after the fact, but that would just be my train of thought anyways. So you get long, obviously you don't go in heavy long because it could keep trading further down here. But you get long, and then the expectation is that you clear it, and often we trade back down again because there's an actual player there, even though buyers are trying again. Just observe it. You'll see it, and with time you'll get comfortable with the trade, and maybe you'll trade it. No, Corey. So let me explain the mechanics of an iceberg order. Say you're an institution and you want to sell 1,000 lots or 2,000 lots quietly, right? You'll split up this large order over different prices likely, and at one price you'll set an iceberg order of 1,000 lots. So a program actually takes that order in. So a computer program will say, you'll enter it and you'll say, okay, at this price, for whatever reason, 34.37, I want to sell 1,000 lots, but as an iceberg order. So what the program will do is it'll take, say at the very beginning, it'll take like 50 contracts off of that iceberg order, or maybe 100 contracts, and it'll place the order on the book. So you'll see an order go into the book of 50, 100 lots, or maybe they'll do it even more quietly, but You know, they'll set like 2 lots at a time up to 100. And then once price gets to that level, so once price trades up to 34, 37, and it starts like eating away at those 100 lots, the program will know that it's getting filled and then will refill that 34, 37 offer. And it'll keep doing that until the 1,000 lots get filled completely. That's an iceberg order. The reason why it's called an iceberg order is because you don't see the order sitting on the 1,000 lot order sitting on the book. And the only way to spot that order is whenever price gets to it, we trade a bunch of contracts there, but we can't get through it. Then price retraces, we try again, same thing, a bunch of contracts trade through it, can't get through it, retraces back again. Yeah, I mean, we're probably seeing the same thing. Corey. It is absorption, right? Because that iceberg is absorbing all of those orders. And the way that the trade that I'm explaining how it works is you have to notice the iceberg order as early as possible. And then you can enter short in this case with the expectation that price will retrace a little bit. And then buyers will try again. The arrows on the 1K chart. I'm pretty sure this is MACD. It's a divergence detector with MACD. So, remove that. So if we hide this MACD divergence detector, maybe it's not that. What the heck? Well, that's funny. Oh, maybe it's the tick divergence. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah, there we go. So this is the price tick divergence study. I like those, all those little things on the 1K, but honestly, for me, my 1K is mostly about the pinches and the 144. That's what I'm looking at. No, usually the exhaustion by default shows the star. I don't even think I have it on my 1K. Come on. Oh yeah, it's arrows, but I usually change it over to a star. Come on. The Russian red star. I don't even know if this is useful in the 1K. I prefer it on like 2K or higher, but you know, that's the exhaustion. Dr. J, I looked at 5K a lot. I just decided to put the 1K here for you guys. No particular reason. I mean, I do synchronize, or I do copy the pinch from the 1K over to my reconstructed tape. So there is that. But I look at the 5K all the time. Yeah, Corey, that's all super interesting stuff. Just how they do it, the programs that they have. I mean, if you look at Trading Technologies, their website, TT, I'm sure all of you guys have heard of that name. Especially because they do a lot of the order routing to the exchanges. But, they offer a bunch of different solutions and products. And they offer charting and trading and all that stuff. But they offer solutions for hedge funds and banks. And if you just look through their website, I spent a bunch of time on their website a while back. And just the capabilities that their software has to execute orders is pretty interesting. I think TT I think they're like top of the line in terms of quality in the business. Yeah, I mean, your clearinghouse is essentially who vouches for you to the exchange. They say, well, this person does have the ability to place this order, and there's a lot of shortcuts that they take to validate that. If you guys haven't read the book, Dark Pools, I think it's called. Let me just see. Yeah, Dark Pools by Scott Patterson. It's not something that you're going to learn. It's going to teach you, stuff about how to trade today, but it goes into a lot of the history on how electronic trading came about and how it has evolved to what it is now, and all of the different players that had a little bit of a hand along the way. And these are the names, usually the last names of the people for the big companies that we know of today. It's super interesting history and just like a really fun read that you can read over a weekend. Dark Pools. You can see buyers are trying up here. What a shitty day. It's just super choppy. Still opportunities though. There were still good opportunities. Alright, I think I'm going to stay till the 50 algo, and then I'm probably going to call it. See what happens with the 50 algo. We'll look at it on the tape. And yeah, call it a day. Yep, that's the book. I'm sure someone on the pit has shared it for free on audiobook or whatever, but I got it as a hard copy. We're gonna get through 47 at one point in time. Like, it would be actually really great if we liquidated right now, got down to POC or the open, which is kind of crazy. Probably won't get there, but it would be fantastic if we closed there, because then overnight I could actually target and trade towards getting through 47. But we're so close that we're probably just gonna trade through it during M. So by the way, if you guys want to sign up, well, actually some people are not in the pit, but if you do want to sign up for the custom studies, you're in the pit, just reach out to Bish. So for those who are not in the pit, you can get both things for $70 a month. Again, it was just that somebody was asking me about it right now, so that just made me think about it. All right. Still upset about that. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get through 47, I think. And then maybe get to 40. Maybe it won't fill that giant offer and come back down. We'll see. Whoops. Dr. J, I'll share my chart book with you. In fact, it's in my Discord. It's in my Discord server. Like, if you go to support general and then it's pinned in that channel. All right, so 50 algo. Oh, that was the 50 algo. Jeez. Sorry, I'm not paying attention. Yeah, so that sell was the 50 algo. My bad, guys. So 50 algo there, and in NQ, nothing really happened. They just bought a little bit more. Just liquidated right through here a little bit. Hit some bids. Maybe it's an iceberg. It's hard to tell because it's just the first try. But hit some bids and then rotate it up. Well, there you go. Got through 47. Be nice. I think we need to, trade at least a few points higher. Like, I'd want to see 39 to really feel like 37 has been properly either accepted or not. Just going over it 2 ticks, in my mind, we're just going to go over it again. Or trade through it again in the future. Why am I saying 37? Just because of the amount of order flow at that level. Just over time. Yeah, Dr. J. So once you open my chart book, you can click on chart, this drop down, and then you can click on duplicate chart. Duplicate chart to chart book. All right. I think I'm going to call it there, guys. It's been fun. Hope everybody learned something, got out of it. We'll do it again. I don't know when, but again, it's just like 4 hours of not trading and just being a commentator for the market is fun, but I'm not making any money. So try and do it as often as possible, maybe like once a month or something like that. But still gonna do the office hours on Sundays. And I'm going to do it until, there's very few questions and there's not a lot of people showing up. So as long as people are still showing up and asking questions, we did an hour and a half last week. We could have gone longer, I think. So I'm going to do it again this Sunday. So see you guys there. If you have any questions about any of the custom studies or any trades that you took off the custom studies, join. We can talk about it. And that time is just for you, right? So yeah, see you guys then. Have a good one, all. Yeah, same time this week. So 30 minutes before Globix open on Sunday. All right, guys. Have a nice day. See ya.